Magandang tanghali. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles for Luminous. Matagal na ako di nagla-live, so baka hindi na sanay. I'd like to check the audio first, please. And let's see. Okay. Alright, ang topic po natin ngayong araw na ito kasi lumabas po ang balita tungkol dun sa aksyon ng Department of Labor and Employment na hinihiling ang deportation ng isang OFW natin na naka-assign sa Taiwan. She is a caregiver. Ang pangalan po niya ay Elanel Egot Ordidor. Ayon doon sa nag-issue po ng statement ang Department of Labor noong April 25, let me see, that was yesterday. Yes, April 25, at sinabing constrained to act and ask for the deportation of a Filipino working as a caregiver in Taiwan for the crime of cyber libel for willful posting of nasty and malevolent materials against President Duterte on Facebook intended to cause hatred amidst the global health crisis brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Yan naman na lang natin. Nabasahin natin ng buo so we know what we're talking about. Okay. Sabi ng DOLE, the caregiver, Elanel Egot Ordidor, is employed in Yunlin County in Taiwan. On April 20, we went to her workplace to enlighten her that her actions amounted to a crime for which she might be prosecuted both in Taiwan and in the Philippines. Ordidor was cooperative and cordial at first, and committed to delete all her uploaded videos against the president and promised not to do it again. She also promised to upload a video of her public apology to the president and to the people of the government at 9 p.m. of the same day. However, hours after the visit, several posts were seen in the Polo Taichung Facebook page from several fake accounts assuring Ms. Ordidor's cause and further giving her assurance of support. It has come to our knowledge that Ms. Ordidor is using several social media accounts o inauthentic behavior pa, among which are Lenale Elanel Egot, Malandi, Lin Silawan, and Hampas Lupa. Ginaya pa yung term natin. And has a group organized to discredit and malign the president and destabilize the government. Due to her acts, Polo coordinated with her broker and employer on her deportation on the basis of the gravity of Ordidor's offense under Philippine law. The sharing and posting of such videos are punishable under cyber libel under Republic Act number 10175. Yan yung end po ng statement. Yes po, live po tayo ngayong araw na ito. Ngayong umagang to. Na-miss ko na rin mag-live yung nakikita ko yung mga questions ninyo, tsaka wala tayo sa radyo ngayong araw na ito. Pero bukas we'll be on Carambola and on Tambayan. So, but I just wanted to talk about this in advance. There's some things na napansin natin dito at gusto na natin i-discuss ngayon pa lang bago magamit pa ng kabilang parlor ito bilang propaganda material o magamit ng mga lumalaban sa ating gobyerno through illegal means na ispin na naman ito for propaganda purposes. Ngayon, maaari bang gamitin ng gobyerno ang ganitong sitwasyon para hilingin yung pagbabali o paglusaw ng kanyang contract of employment at saka yung kanyang at ipa-deport siya at ihiling ang pagdi-deport niya. That is true. Pwede pong gawin ng DOLE yan. Pero medyo concerned ako na parang minamadali nila. Kasi if we do this by the book, it will be easier. Halimbawa, it would have been better kung kung inuna yung filing of charges. Pwede ba siyang kasuhan dito sa Pilipinas? Yes, pwede po siyang kasuhan dito sa Pilipinas kasi cyber libel o kaya yung inciting to sedition using scurrilous libels ay makukumit kahit nasa abroad ka, pero makikita dito yung publication o yung iyong utterance o kaya yung iyong speech ay nabuksan dito sa Pilipinas, then she can be punished here and the trial maaari din i-hold dito. Pwede ba daw siya sa Taiwan? Well, if the Taiwanese authorities find that she has violated Taiwanese law, and I understand may violation daw dito, then maaari din siyang i-prosecute doon. Pero hindi naman obligado ang Taiwan na i-prosecute siya if the Philippine government also asks for her deportation para dito siya makasuhan. Ano yung possible case niya dito? Ang sinasabi din sa statement ng DOLE is it's cyber libel under RA 10175. Ang cyber libel ay it's still libel pero it's committed through electronic means or online. So, it's a malicious imputation of a crime, vice, or defect. Or meron kang sinisiraan, in most cases, either hindi totoo yung paninira or kung totoo man, either protected speech yun, hindi siya protected speech, or kailangan may purpose dun sa paglalabas ng ganung klaseng balita. Okay. So, in this case, mas papanig ako dun sa, ito, personal opinion, ang tingin ko dapat sinacharge sa kanya is inciting to sedition rather than scurrilous libels for two reasons. Kasi, it will be easier to ask for her deportation dahil magkakaroon ng diplomatic character yung paghingi ng kanyang, itong action ng ating gobyerno. Dahil lumalaban siya sa administrasyon, mako-constrain ng Taiwan to release her, to deport her. Mas maganda yung ganon. Kasi nga, Taiwan does not want to look like it is harboring somebody who commits crimes against the state. Di ba ganon din sa atin? We don't also want to look like we are harboring somebody who commits crimes against the state. Iba po kasi yung common crimes at iba po yung crime na ang nilalabanan mo, the crime is committed against the country. Ba? Iba yung crime naman na against another person. So in this case, it would have been better if the DOLE would have characterized the crime as inciting to sedition. Total, yung mga remarks naman niya are scurrilous libels intended or with the possible effect of asking for the removal of a person from office or to compel the person to not be able to do his job, to do his obligations, to fulfill his obligations or to fulfill his mandate. So kung ang libel natin, yung libel ng isang tao, let's say against the president as it is in this case, ay ang intention mo ay para matanggal siya sa pwesto o para hindi niya magawa yung trabaho niya bilang presidente, then that will constitute a scurrilous libel na elemento ng inciting to sedition. Okay. And pagka-inciting to sedition, syempre, yung diplomatic relations ng then China will also want, or well, knowing na I know there's a difficult relationship here, but China will also want to be able to diplomatically handle the situation. Pero, tunay naman, she can also be charged in Taiwan. Hinihingi ng DOLE is her immediate deportation. What would have been better for the DOLE was to charge her here first, then ask for her deportation, kasi ika-cancel na ang kanyang Philippine passport. Kailan ba pwedeng i-cancel yung Philippine passport? Kapag yun na nga, na-charge siya, meron siyang hinaharap na kaso sa piskalya, o kaya ang kaso niya ay nasa hukuman na. In that case, maaari nang i-cancel yung kanyang passport and she will be in a foreign country illegally. So mahihirapan na rin siya. And deportation will no longer be a matter of our government asking for it, pero wala nang choice ang Taiwan government kasi hindi naman siya pwede bigyan ng passport as she is not a citizen of that country. Okay? Hindi ko pansin yun, hindi ko discuss yung sinasabi niya kasi, well, tapos na eh. Kumbaga na-characterize na ng DOLE as malicious, as, ang sabi nila, yung willful posting of nasty and malevolent materials. Okay? lusty and malevolent material. So, we'll stick with the characterization of the Dole already. So, since ganun na nga yung tingin ng Dole, then maaari na rin siya, maaari na rin siyang kumbaga, hingan nga ng deportation. But this is a request of the Philippine government. Iba po kasi yung request, kasi that means the discretion is with Taiwan, o iba rin naman po yung, okay na. Iba rin naman po yung walang choice ng Taiwan kung di i-deport siya dahil wala na nga siyang passport. She will become an undocumented alien. So, in this case, meron ding, how do you call this? Meron ding parang fraud on her part or panlilindang on her part kasi nung nahuli na siya, nangako pa siya, binigyan siya ng pagkakataon na itama yung mga ginagawa niya. So, she was supposed to take down her posts para hindi na siya kasuhan, hindi na matuloy yung ganitong klaseng action, pero lumabag din siya sa sarili niyang pangako. And what is worse is that according to the Dole, ginamit pa niya mga fake accounts. So, yun, yung mga fake accounts, na yung paggamit na fake accounts, Facebook even calls that inauthentic behavior. So, ano yung inauthentic behavior na yun? Yung niloloko nyo, or you're trying to game the system. Pinalalabas mo na marami kang public support when in fact, ang dami mo lang sariling fake accounts at pinalalabas mo na meron kang sariling suporta mo. So, ayun. Let's see your question. Sabi naman ng mga pawok, mga maliliit lang ang kaya ng gobyerno, sabi ni Ma'am Annie. That is not true. Kasi, I'm not sure. Bakit nila masasabi yon? Sino ba ang malaking isda na hindi hinahabol? Halimbawa, gusto ba ni na Agot o ni na Hilbay na sila yung makasuhan? Are they begging the government na sila yung kasuhan so that they can become martyrs? Parang hindi rin naman eh. Actually, ang ginagawa dito is hinuhuli muna yung mga maliliit so that if there is inauthentic behavior here, meaning may gumagamit sa kanila, maituro na yung malaking isda dyan. So really, this is a matter of strategy. Hindi natin sinasabing hindi huhulihin yung mga mas kilala. Ang sinasabi natin dito is, it might be just a matter of time before labo-labo na lahat. Sabi ni Vaycar, teka, hanapin ko na lang dito sa yung ibang mga questions ninyo. Look at it here. Kasi ang bilis na po eh. Maraming salamat sa lahat po ng sumusubaybay dito sa Luminous. And please don't forget to like and share. Chine-check ko lang yung mga questions. Sabi ng isa dito na masyado daw kasing nagmamagaling, gustong sumikat. Well, and this is where I need to explain kung bakit napansin siya. Most people, because they want to stand out dito sa social media, ay pinupush nila yung kanilang mga pinupost to the point, para mapansin. Pero there is a way to do this. Halimbawa, may mga sikat o mga kilalang mga vloggers na hindi naman kailangan ganun ang gawin, na gawing extreme yung pagsusulat to the point na makakasuhan kayo ng inciting to sedition. If for instance, you stick to the facts at hindi masyadong emotional yung kasi when you're emotional, you lose logic and rationality eh. So, pagka you stick to the facts and stick to logic and reasoning, then you will be on the safe side. Okay? It also helps kung medyo humorous ng konti or light ng konti at walang intention, halimbawa dun sa mga kabila, na i-overthrow yung gobyerno, because the moment it starts to sound like that, good luck. Sa hukuman na kayo magpapaliwanag. So, yan. Natatawa nga ako dun sa iba. Totoo din naman po kasi yun, mga gustong sumikat, so they push it to the limit. But we also have obligations on our part bilang mga nanonood o nakikinig o nagbabasa ng mga sites na ganito. ito ang napansin ng ating na matagal nang hinaing ng ilang mga educators natin. And well, I can't blame them na naghihinaing sila, but at the same time, I also understand why it is happening. May entertainment value kasi yung mga ilang tao who push the limits. So makikita nyo, maraming nagla-like at nag-share dun sa mga taong nagmumura or nang iinsulto ng balahuraan. And because tinatangkilik niyan, yung ganyang klaseng behavior is going to be promoted. Whether, no matter anong panig mo, maging DDS ka man, pro-government or anti-government, napapansin talaga yung mga balahurang behavior na yan. I can't say I blame anybody because it is entertaining. But the problem is, as long as tinatangkilik natin ng ganon, lalo na sa panig natin, may lilitaw at lilitaw dun sa kabilang panig na gagamitin din yung ganong klaseng style. Gagayahin din siya. So, let's say then that we are contributory to that extent dun sa ganitong klaseng behavior. Huwag itangkilik. Yan po kasi ang marketplace dito, in a democracy, it's a marketplace of ideas. So, bentahan yan ng idea. Pero minsan, alam mo na yung idea. So, packaging ng idea na lang yan. Pag pinackage mo in a very entertaining format, edi maraming tatangkilik dyan. And that is the nature of our freedom of speech. Diba? Pwede kasi. And part of that is dahil tinatangkilik natin yan. Ngayon, let's deal with the inauthentic behavior. Is she alone? Is somebody doing this with her, or is somebody asking her to do this? Kung ito ay conspiracy at ito ay siya inciting to sedition, then there might be a conspiracy to commit sedition, or in the bigger scheme of things, a conspiracy to commit rebellion. Both are crimes. So, mas maganda na rin ang ginagawa ng DOLE na to hit the smaller fry, kasi two things ang mangyayari dyan. Either ikakanta nung lower rank na tao, yung higher ranking na tao, or mahihirapan na maghanap ng tao yung kabila na gumagamit sa kanila. Checking the comments. Daming comments. Teka, hinahanap ko yung hinahanap ko pa yung live dito. Sabi ni Zam Morales, lagi po sinishare ang FB Live mo dahil marami kang info at importanteng sinasabi. Opo, well, maraming salamat din po yan. But what I'm saying is that hindi lang naman ako ang nasi-share, hindi lang naman ako yung napapanood. There are a lot of people that you can watch also on Facebook. But you also have to be discerning what kind of power you're giving to those who have nothing to say. Diba? Marami sa atin, I like to be entertained also. So, manonood ako or babasahin ko yung mga sites na very entertaining din or meron talagang sinasabi o marunong silang mag-package ng sinasabi nila. And that's very good kasi minsan mahalaga yung impormasyon pero dahil boring, marunong magsalita or marunong mag-explain yung mga taong na may mga sites dito. Halimbawa, sina TP, sina SAS, ang tatalino nila at kaya nilang i-deliver yung information in an entertaining way. Ngayon, yung iba, hindi ganun katalentado or hindi ganun kagaling or hindi ganun kaganda yung kanilang information. Halimbawa, pinanood ko yung ilang videos nitong OFW na pinadideport at kadalasan, and I don't think she means this or siguro sinasadya niya, mali po yung impormasyon. So may fake news component pa dito sa mga sinasabi niya. Halimbawa, in one video, she was talking about a total lockdown and talking about paano papadala ng pera ng mga OFWs yung kanilang mga pamilya dito. As we know, hindi naman nagsara ang electronic banking methods dito, so there's still electronic banking. Medyo nahirapan lang kasi yung mga pera padala services, marami po hindi nagbubukas. So naiintindihan ko yung hinaing niya, but it is also not completely true. Okay? Sabi ni Ako, Ina, yung taga-Qatar po, balahura din magsalita against our president. Bakit hindi siya bakit hindi siya pinadideport? Well, I think it will also depend dun sa consulate or embassy na dun sa lugar niya. Dapat kinakausap na rin siya sa ngayon, katulad ng ginawa ng MECO yata natin, or ng DOLE acting through the MECO. Dun sa sabi ni Charis, tinatanong niya tungkol kay Trillanes, kailan ba siya makukulong uli? Well, he's already facing case for rebellion sa Makati Regional Trial Court. Meron din siyang, meron siyang libel, meron siyang, I understand, meron din siyang isang inciting to sedition, plus conspiracy to commit sedition dun sa Bicoy case. So, kung tinatanong ninyo kung kailan siya makukulong, nag-file po kasi siya ng bail, kaya hindi siya naka-detain. Pero, makukulong siya after may finding ng guilt yung hukuman. Okay? Ngayon, what if itong OFW to is part of a bigger conspiracy? Let's say a conspiracy to commit sedition. Then yung ginagawa sa kanya, pinauuwi siya, will be part also of the ongoing operations against that bigger organization. But there has to be evidence against for that. So ngayon, ang malinaw na ebidensya ay dito sa taong ito. Maganda na rin to kasi ngayon magdadalawang isip yung mga minions ng conspirators dito kung tutulong pa sila sa mga ganitong klaseng operasyon. Sabi ng isa, I read somewhere na pwedeng imbestigahan din ng Taiwan. Opo, pwede talaga. Kasi may jurisdiction sila dahil if it is a crime there, then territorial yung jurisdiction nila. Dahil doon kinomit yung crime, dahil doon ginawa yung crime, baka hindi nyo narinig, kung doon na-commit yung crime, then sila yung may primary jurisdiction. Pwede nilang sabihin sa ating DOLE, teka muna, imbestigahan muna namin siya, kung nag-commit siya ng crime dito, kami muna maglilitis. Pag tapos na siya doon sa kanyang penalty dito, i-turn over namin sa inyo. Okay? Bilis din dito sa Facebook. Sabi ni Jia Chu, once ito nag-live, shoes ko, mabilis din dito. Saglit. Dami. Ano yung mga sinasabi? So, once na pumatol sa mga bashers yan, sabi ni Rico, lalabas na lang na, shucks, hindi ko mapigil, ang bilis. Paano naman yung mga, sabi ni Eric Salumbides, wait, bakit ayaw tumigil ng ano? Guys, merong problema ang Facebook ngayon, ha? Marami siyang ticks because inaayos daw nila, kaya hindi ko mapigil yung bilis ng mga comments. Yun, sabi ng isa, the point here is that not everybody on Facebook Live is going to become popular. Some of them will end up in jail. Totoo din po yan. Tignan nyo nga si Bicoy, di ba? So, ang magiging propaganda ng kabila is oppression or pagpipigil sa kalayaang magpahayag or kalayaan mag-express ng sarili. Freedom of expression or freedom of speech. Ngayon, may basihan ba po sila dito? As we always say, ayon sa ating saligang batas, no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of the press, or of expression. Pero may exceptions din ito. Ang exception ay kung kailangan pagtanggol ang mga individual ng karapatan at ang karapatan ng Estado to protect the state in its existence. So, merong mga batas that the Supreme Court has said hindi ito infringement on the freedom of speech. Ang mga batas na ito ay libel, inciting to sedition, inciting to rebellion, false publications, and libel, among others. Meron pang iba. So, when committed online, itong mga ito ay maaaring maging cybercrime. So, legal po at base po sa Constitution yung pagpaparusa dun sa mga krimen na ito. Hindi po ito magiging oppression ng freedom of speech dahil matagal na pong sinasabi ng ating Korte Suprema that this is a necessary limitation or maaaring limitahin ng konti ang ating karapatan magpahayag o magsalita dahil nakaka-endanger ito ng Estado o nakakalabag na sa karapatan ng ibang tao. So, okay, ang worry kasi rin natin is also to balance things out. Hindi rin natin gustong masabihan yung ating Pangulo na siya ay isang diktador or nag-o-oppress siya ng mga karapatan ng mga citizens natin. So, titignan natin kaagad very closely yung propaganda dito. Kung sakasakaling sabihin ng kabila na, nag-o-oppress na naman, para nagsalita lang, papadeport niyo na. Well, ganun talaga because it constitutes a crime, di ba? Pagka nag-commit ng crime na yung isang citizen natin at tumakbo sa ibang bansa, yung ibang crimes, we can ask for extradition. But in this case, there's no need to ask for extradition kasi yung pagstay niya dun sa Taiwan hinges on whether or not she still has a Philippine passport. So, ang tingin ko dyan is, it's a matter of time, magfa-file din ang DOLE dito, whether i-deport siya o hindi, pa-filean siya ng DOLE dito ng kaso para ma-cancel na yung kanyang Philippine passport. Sabi ni Ma'am Annie, nagpadala siya ng pera sa Pilipinas, wala naman daw problema. So, yung video na yon tungkol dun sa alleged lockdown ay magiging in the nature na of fake news. At maaari din po ito na i-prosecute for violation of the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act for the spread of false information pertaining to COVID. At pertaining to COVID ito dahil it was pertaining to an alleged lockdown that of course never happened. Sabi ni mahal ang Pangulo dito sa Taiwan, sabi ng isa sa inyo. Hindi ko, ang bilis po kasi ng comments Pagpapasalamat naman ako na ang dami-dami ngayon online. Sabi ni Ferdinand, the girl needs psychological help. Well, totoo din yun. Pero right now, the presumption is that she is sane, she is normal unless proven otherwise. And that is going to be a matter of her defense. Pero dito sa Pilipinas kasi, yung mga insanity defenses, mahirap na patunayan yan because you have to prove na baliw ka talaga completely in order for you to be able to avail of that defense. Ngayon, kung you committed it, kahit baliw ka talaga, pero you committed it during a lucid interval, mapaparusahan ka pa rin. And even then, let's say, baliw ka nga at the time you committed it, tapos lucid interval, tapos nabaliw ka uli, i-hospitalize ka muna, but once you regain your senses, kukulong ka pa rin. So, I don't think it would be a good idea to voice that defense. Sinasabi hindi ko mabasa yung name, sana po yung mga pasaway. Well, I think this is the start. Kung successful ang DOLE dito sa pag-deport at pagpapauwi ng OFW and there is a successful prosecution of this one, then it will be a matter of time when the other agencies will also act on behalf of the government at protektahan naman yung Estado. So yun, yung mga yes, the way para mapauwi sila without necessarily asking for a deportation, i-inform na lang yung government, yung foreign government na canceled na yung passport, and the foreign government will normally cooperate in repatriating the OFW pag ganon. Yun, sabi ni Yoli, freedom of speech cannot be used to demoralize someone or can it be used to commit a crime. Totoo naman yan. Yung demoralization, hindi ako sure, pero definitely cannot use freedom of speech as a defense when you're committing a crime. Yung mga nagtatanong tungkol kay Commissioner Weng Guanzon ng COMELEC, di pa ako magkukomento dito, primarily because I know all the parties involved at hindi rin ako sang-ayon sa kanyang opinion. Gayunpaman, she still retains the freedom of speech to express her own opinion. Ngayon, ang magiging issue dyan ay kung naaayon pa sa kanyang posisyon bilang commissioner yung kanyang mga sinasabi. Well, we will see. Para sa akin, wait and see. While how do you call this? Medyo problematic nga yung ibang mga sinasabi niya. It will be a matter for hindi naman siya kasi impeachable official So maaari naman po siyang imbestigahan at kasuhan kung sakasakali ng Office of the Ombudsman. So I think we should leave it to the Ombudsman, but you are also free to express your opinion of what she is doing. So, ganun lang po yun. Kung may freedom of speech siya, meron din tayo. Pwede rin tayo magsalita tungkol sa tingin natin na behavior niya. If you think also na she's threatening other people or agencies, then i-consider po yan ng ating ombudsman kapag inimbestigahan siya. Okay? So, I think meron naman po kasing mga processes, and I think we can also trust the institutions to do their jobs. Ako, nagtitiwala ako na si Ombudsman Martires will be on the ball on this one. So, pero like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to stop. You can continue to express your opinion, but mag-iingat rin lang tayo. Kung ayaw natin yung ginagawa niya, then wag rin natin susundin yung ginagawa niya. Mas mabigat nga po yung obligations niya because she's a public official, but I think she's also aware of the extent of what she can and cannot do, and of what the rest of us also can and cannot do. Ganito yon ha, kapag merong isang behavior, event, or pangyayari o may ginagawa ang isang tao, then we are allowed to validly comment on that. Okay? Huwag lang tayo magko-commit ng libel, huwag lang po tayo magko-commit ng, huwag lang tayo mag-spread ng false information. And that is cool. Okay? It's okay. But you have to be careful with libel because, pag public official kasi mas mahirap patunayan yung malis na elemento ng libel. That is why we have the right to criticize our public officials as long as ang nakikita kung ano yung benefit doon. Kaya natin kinikriticize ang public officials natin is because, of course, they're in a position, we pay their salaries and they're in a position to affect our fate. So, dahil concerned rin tayo with our own welfare, we have a right to criticize our government officials. As long as, rule of thumb, keep it fair. Tinatanong ni Allen Delon, qualified ba siya for ayuda from DOLE o POA now na may case siya? Qualifications, hindi ko po kasi nakikita na merong disqualification aspect yung mga ayuda. Ang nakikita ko lang po ay may qualifications na required. Right now po, ubos na daw po yung pondo ng DOLE, nabigay na po yung lahat. Yung sa OWA, hindi ko pa sure. So, if it comes to qualifications, ang feeling ko is baka hindi siya mag-qualify because she's still working, or according to her, she's still working. Bakit si Sara Elaga, tinatanong ni Marisa Puso, may ebidensya na member ng terrorist NPA? Sa isang news, dati na-interview siya at umamin siya na member siya. Are you sure umamin siya na member siya ng NPA or ng CPP? Because those are two different things. Being a communist is not a crime. If you bear arms against the government, or you are part of a group that bears arms against the government, then you would be considered in the act of committing the crime of rebellion. So, iba po yun. The problem is, member si Sara Elago ng isang legal organization, Kabataan Party List. So, you have to prove not only her connection, but that she is conspiring or part of the conspiracy to bear arms, raise arms against the government. Ngayon, yung NPA po ay still in the process of being declared a terrorist organization. Okay. Tinatanong ni Marita Roth, bibigyan ba siya ng defense lawyer or lawyer? Nino, ng the crime is committed against the state, so malamang po, baka while abroad, itong si OFW, baka hindi. Once she's here, then she can avail of the services of the PAO. Kasi hindi naman tayo nagpo-prosecute pa abroad, pinapauwi pa lang siya. Doon sa Taiwan, hindi ko sure if meron silang right to counsel. Doon sa China, I understand that there's probably no right to that. So, ayan. So, nababasa ko na. Meron, sabi ni si Rafi Tulfo na dapat daw stop and freeze daw muna ginagawa ng mga pulis sa sundalo. Hindi ko na po kinukomentohan yung barila na yung shoot shooting down ni Corporal Ragos, ni Sergeant Fernando. Kasi nasa piskalya na po. And maliwanag naman yung stand ko dito. The moment it looked like he went for his gun, then the shooting was legal. Gayunpaman, para dun sa mga nagtatanong, bakit kung meron siyang valid self-defense argument or valid defense or SOP, si Sergeant Fernando, bakit siya kinasuhan, yun po ay SOP din po. May namatay, may homicide. Dun sa mga nagsasabi ng murder, teka muna, hinay-hinay lang. Right now, it's still considered a homicide. So, dahil may homicide, kailangan imbestigahan at kakasuhan yung tao na pumatay. Ngayon, during the trial, reverse trial po yan. Si Sergeant Fernando will be given the opportunity to present his defenses of self-defense. Mauuna siya sa pagpresenta. And if makita naman ng judge na kumpleto, the prosecution will be allowed pa rin naman to continue to give evidence. Pero kung after that, maaari naman siyang i-absuelto. So itong mga sinasabi natin, yung self-defense, Article 11, etc., lahat yan are defenses that will be presented in court. So kailangan talaga siyang kasuhan. Yung mga nagsasabi na baliw-baliwan, hindi po nag-work yung ganyan because this country is one of the hardest to use insanity defense. One of the hardest jurisdictions for an insanity defense po. Lahat ng nagsasabi magandang tanghali sa lahat. Sabi ni June Sulueta, the Philippines maintains relations with Taiwan through the Manila Economic and Cultural Office in Taiwan and Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Manila. And since we do not have formal diplomatic ties with Taiwan, this prevents the government from forcing Taiwan to repatriate. That's a good comment. Sabi ni Edwin Lucencio Cañete, sana lahat po ng mga manambabastos kay Tatay Digong masampahan din ng kaso like yung mga OFW. Salamat po. Well, we don't also want to go overboard. Remember, si Pangulong Duterte is the primary proponent of freedom of speech dito. Nagagalit nga siya pag masyadong yung manipis tapos gusto na natin patanggal. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Kasi you don't also want to prevent criticism. You don't also want to prevent dissent. Kasi yung criticism, yan yung paraan para ma-check natin yung mga actions ng ating government officials. At si Tatay Digong na mismo nagsabi nung bumisita kami noon sa Malacanang, pagka may pagkakamali siya, kailangan sabihan siya. We have to criticize. Mag-i-explain naman daw siya kung sa tingin niya tama siya at hindi ganun ka-valid yung criticism natin. Pero to continue to exercise our obligation and mandate to criticize our government officials. Okay lang yon. Pero dun sa pambabalahura at pambabastos, pag umaabot na dun sa point na siya ay considered scurrilous libels, then that will be considered inciting to sedition. Okay, so we have to balance things out. Kailangan binabalanse natin yung ating karapatan. Kasi we have to protect the rights of every person to freedom of speech dahil ang magagamit sa kanila, magagamit din sa atin. Okay? Remember that the law applies to all. Mag-qualify ba siya for asylum if may kaso siya sa Pinas? In the first place, yun na nga I don't think so. Kasi saan siya mag-a-apply? Sa China? Diba? I doubt it. I don't know. I don't think so. She will have to claim that she's politically persecuted. Pero right now, walang persecution pa. In fact, hindi pa nga siya nakakasuhan. Pinapauwi pa lang siya. I'm not sure. It will really depend. The discretion there lies with the country where asylum is sought. Bilis. Yun, sabi ni Ma'am Ruth Mariano, we're blessed because our president is not petty. Sana wag lang po bastos, say your piece in a respectful way. Yes, pwede rin naman po yun. Ang kaso, the signal sometimes is sent by some of our politicians. Pero tatandaan natin, hindi natin pwede gayahin yung ibang mga politicians natin, lalo-lalo na if those politicians are legislators. Dahil meron silang immunity pagka nasa loob, pagka meron silang privilege speech, or during the course of a Senate or congressional investigation, or basta they are fulfilling their duties as a legislator, nagsasalita sila within the halls of Congress or the Senate, then pretty much they're immune to that. Pero yung mga press conferences, hindi. So we have to be careful. Hindi komot sinabi ng isang senador, ganito ay maaari na natin siyang gayahin. So si Senator Trillanes, medyo tatandaan ninyo, medyo very brave siya when he was still a senator. Now, medyo nagbibilang na rin siya. Nag-iingat na rin siya at hindi na natin nakikita yung excessive behavior niya. It doesn't make him right. Yung mga sinasabi niya, kadalasan mali-mali pa rin. Pero in some degree, nakikita ko may improvement kasi wala na nga siyang immunity from, wala na siyang immunity because he can no longer, he doesn't have the right to speak within Parliament anymore, within the legislative halls anymore, or wala na siyang mandato dun sa kanyang privileged speeches. Sabit po ba yung mga kamag-anak ng OFW na nagtatanggol sa kanya? Balahura din po. Maaari din po silang kasuhan kung magpapasok siya as scurrilous libels. Ganito lang po kasi yun, normally the state will not be able to go after every single one. Ang mahalaga is to go after the important ones and then the rest of them, dapat tayo din nagre-reklamo. So, kaya lang yun nga most people ayaw nilang magreklamo kasi magka-file ka ng complaint, ng verified, magsiswear ka sa harap ng piskalya, ma-file mo yung complaint, magbibigay ka ng testigo, sasaksi ka sa hukuman, babantayan mo yung kaso. And most people don't have that kind of time. So, yun na nga what I'm saying also here is sa totoo lang, mahaba ang pasensya ng ating gobyerno. In any other state, naku, ang aga-aga pa lang na sila, napagalitan na sila. Diba? At nakasuhan na rin. Sabi ni Mama Annie, if I know si Miss Bastos Taiwan, titilian pag nakitang personal si tatay. Okay. PJ Austria, sabi niya, depensa nila yung Chapter 5, Section 21, pero hindi mo sinasabi kung anong batas po. Sabi ni Jojo Satir, bakit po di mo nasubukan? Ay, hindi po kami nag-i-endorso ng gamot. Abogado po ako, hindi po ako doktor. Sabi ni Anthony Coloma, wag nating kalimutan banggitin yung nadiscovery ng Polo na may ilan pang accounts si OFW at isang grupo na naglalabas ng mga anti-government statements. Yung isang account pa niya ay nagpadala pa ng message of support para sa kanya sa webpage. Opo, binanggit po natin yan, yung inauthentic behavior. At makikita this will be aggravating kasi she's trying to cover up her crime. Sabi ni Felix Paz Lanceta, para sa akin, pambabastos na po yung ginagawa at sinasabi ng OFW, pambabastos na po yung pagmumura at sinasabing inutil, parang pangungutya sa mga Pilipino at sa Pangulo, lalo na sa mga sumusuporta sa Pangulo. At siya daw ay from Kuwait. Sabi ni Vekar, if a foreign national is working here in the Philippines commits something similar to what the Taiwan OFW did against his or her home country, will our government deport the foreign national? Opo, pwede rin to. Kasi bawal nga to engage in political activity ang foreign nationals. Sabi ni Bob Soyanoyad, malamang papasok ang dilawan dyan. Well, of course, gagamitin nilang propaganda ito. Sasabihin nila, hala, diktador si Duterte, nag-oppress siya, ano ba naman, he's going after his critics, legitimate naman yung criticism, ganyan. Well, yung ganyang arguments para sa akin, well, if you think that you're right, why don't you defend her in court? Padala niyo siya ng abogado and let's see. Let the chips fall where they may, di ba? Tignan natin kung valid yung inyong argument, pero para sa akin, if these crimes are in the revised penal code, maliwanag, scurrilous libels, gusto mong patanggal sa pwesto, gusto mong hindi siya makagawa ng kaniyang mandato, maantala ang Pangulo dahil sa, kunwari, pinalalabas ninyo na maraming galit. So yun nga yung isa nating concern, lalong-lalo na ngayon, panahon ng COVID. And people can be easily roused up. Maraming galit, maraming anxious, natatakot, baka magutom, baka hindi makatanggap ng ayuda, baka hindi pwedeng tumanggap ng ayuda, pero hindi rin makalabas ng bahay. So nagka-capitalize sila dito sa takot na ito. So yun nga yung dapat iniingatan natin. We have to balance din two things. Hindi lahat, halimbawa, mabibigay sa atin ng gobyerno. Tandaan po natin yan, hindi nga rin tayo as rich as the US. Sa US nga, tignan nyo yung healthcare system nila. It's a wreck. And they bill you for your hospital expenses. Generally, except in public hospitals where you either get discounted or you're free. In general, you will pay for everything, including the testing. Dati, yung test kits, ikaw pa magbabayad. So, kumbaga, reality check din. Oo, nakakatakot ito. Oo, but kailangan maparaan din tayo just in case. Ang obligation ng government is to protect yung primary right natin. And that is first the right to life. So, meron kasing tinatawag na hierarchy of rights yung ating hukuman. So, sinasabi ng ating hukuman, may mga rights na uunahin natin. At dito, inuuna ng ating gobyerno yung karapatan natin mabuhay. Mabuhay from the immediate danger. Kaya ba ng gobyerno protektahan tayo from every danger that comes along? Hindi. Alam natin yan. When you're crossing the street and a wayward car comes along and runs you down, kasalanan ba ng gobyerno yon? Maaaring sabihin ng ibang tao kasi you don't enforce the laws because the roads are difficult, because there are no signs, there are this and that. Pero in the end, will the government be liable for that? Hindi. It's the person who ran you down. Diba? If somebody commits suicide, may kasalanan ba ang gobyerno dyan? Diba? If you bankrupt yourself, may kasalanan ba ang gobyerno dyan? At what point does the government come in to help you? Right now, base dun sa realidad na ganito lang yung pera natin, the government can help, but it can help only to a certain extent. After that, while we have the right to complain and to criticize, may karapatan ba tayo na hikayatin ng mga tao na tanggalin sa pwesto ang ating presidente? Hindi na. There is no such existent right. Okay? Sabi ni Ram Tolentino, bakit nakatutok agad yung barel? Like I said, in-explain ko na po yan doon sa posting sa Luminous, hindi ko na po gustong ulitin. Sabi ni Bambi Mortel, pwede po ba siyang mag-public apology o humingi ng tawad kay Tatay Diggs? Well, yes, of course, she can do that. Whether or not it's going to stop the DOLE from filing the charges is a different matter altogether. Binigyan na po kasi siya ng pagkakataon. Although, I think na ang DOLE, if there's an opportunity to head off yung kaso na ito, I'm sure they will take every opportunity. Pero kung sa tingin nila hindi makakatulong yung papabayaan yung kaso, then itutuloy siya. So, okay, may mga tao nga pala na kahit pro-government, sinasabi nila, wag nang kasuhan yan, wag nang ipa-deport. Kasi baka maging martyr lang and all of that. Ganito lang po kasi yan para sa akin. Nag-assert na po ang DOLE na merong crime. Kapag binitawan na natin at this point, bakit pa tayo nagkaroon ng batas kung mamimili lang tayo kung sino ang kakasuhan? Para sa akin, for purposes of social order, it is better na kasuhan siya. And later on, if she wins, then she wins. She has her enough. Pero, we have to inform people na we are enforcing the law. Paano natin gagawin yan kung mayat maya nakikiusap tayo na wag na lang siyang kasuhan? Good or right or not, di ba? Kaya yung pulis na namaril, kinasuhan pa rin siya. Even if we believe he is right, bahagi po yan ng proseso, may ipipresenta naman siya, may pagkakataon naman siya magpresenta ng kanyang mga depensa doon sa hukuman. Sabi ni Ma'am Annie, doon nagkamali si Miss Taiwan, minura lahat ng DDS. Ayun, nachuchu siya to the authorities. Well, yun na nga. So if you want to help contribute sa law enforcement, reporting is also an important aspect of that. Sabi ni Ma'am Fatima, si Mystica nag-public apology pero inulit niya yung pagmumura sa ating Pangulo. So yun na nga, I agree with those observations. Di ba, part of instilling national discipline is letting people know na the law works The system works. So you're not going to get away with it. But, if you're innocent, may karapatan ka magpresenta ng depensa mo, dinggin yung side mo, at bibigyan ka ng pagkakataon kung binsihin ng hukuman na wala kang sala. O kaya justified yung actions. Pero, kailangan dumaan ka sa proseso. Sabi ni Emily Garduño Abraham, kung free speech lang po niya yan, bakit kaya dami niyang fake account? Possible kaya paid troll siya ng kabilang parlor para magkaroon siya ng ganyang motivation na Well, ako, until I see that there is an association with a certain group o merong ibang ebidensya, hindi pa ako magko-conclude na merong malaking conspiracy dito. Pero yung ginagawa niya, panloloko yan. Aggravating yung paggagawa niya ng iba-ibang account para magmukhang maraming tao ang humihikayat na matanggal ang ating Pangulo sa kanyang pwesto. And yan talaga, kahit mag-isa ka, inciting to sedition ka, kahit wala kang kakampi. Yun, sabi ni Lynn, kasuhan dapat, wag masyadong maawain para hindi pa marisan, kakantayan kung meron nasa likod niya. Tama. Sabi ni Lindel Deloso, tama kayo dyan. Lesson learned yan sa lahat ng bumabati ko sa Pangulo. Fair trial yan. Lagi na lang bang papatawarin ng mga taong mga walang respeto? Oo, and that also goes for us. Kung tayong kakasuhan, hindi tayo dapat nakikiusap na wag nyo na akong kasuhan. Sige na, let me go this one time. Hindi. Tadaan din tayo sa proseso. Yan yung purpose ng batas at kaya sinasabi natin that the law applies to all. Otherwise, bakit pa tayo magbabatas? Di basura na natin lahat ng mga batas that put a limitation on free speech kung every so often sasabihin natin ay wag na. Di ba? Hindi pwede. Yung point nga dito is para meron tayong awareness kung ano ang pwedeng sabihin at ano ang hindi. Paano matututo din ng taong bayan kung hindi sila nakakakita ng manner of correction, yung pagtatama ng ating Estado sa mga mamamayan na lumabag dun sa mga patakaran na yun. Sabi ni Saldi Cortez, sa Pilipinas may ayuda pag nagka-COVID ka, tulong ng gobyerno. Ano pa ba hahanapin mo sa gobyerno natin? Inabot na kaliwang kamay, gusto pa rin natin, pati kanan, iabot pa din. Mag-isip-isip naman sana mga Pilipino. Opo, on the other hand, kaya nga yung tulong ay ina-identify yung pinakamahirap na yung tipong mamamatay pag hindi yan binigyan ng tulong. So for those of us na hindi naman mamamatay pero mangangayayat lang, then hindi tayo yung target beneficiaries dito. Sabi ni Nida Entrera, yes, I still believe the legal system of the Philippines. Miss Taiwan, feeling smart, kasuhan na yan. Okay, so i-wrap up po natin yung ating OFW na hinihiling ng DOLE na i-deport ay maaaring makasuhan. Although yun na nga, ang ating observations are the following. Number one, I think the crime should be inciting to sedition, cyber inciting to sedition dahil dun sa kanyang mga scurrilous libels because it becomes more of a diplomatic issue para i-deport siya, pauwiin na siya dito sa Pilipinas. Her passport, however, kung magkaproblema, matagalan pa yan, ang pwedeng gawin ng DOLE dito sa Pilipinas ay i-facilitate yung pagkaso sa kanya o i-file yung kaso dito sa Pilipinas para magkaroon ng grounds para i-cancel yung kanyang passport at siya ay mapauwi to face the charges here. So most likely, dapat i-file dito ay inciting to sedition among other things. Kasi ang libel or cyber libel ay kailangan ng private complainant. Yung complainant will be the person who was libeled. Ayaw natin antalain pa ang ating presidente for that. So it's usually it's going to be something like inciting to sedition. Gayon pa man, tama yung actions. Nakikita natin na reasonable yung actions ng DOLE asking her to be deported para maiuwi dito dahil yung mga elemento ng kanyang krimen ay dito po nangyari sa Pilipinas din. Dahil published online, so nabubuksan dito sa Pilipinas at nakikita dito. Can Taiwan do an investigation and file charges against her there? Yes, they can do that. Pwede silang mag-assert na sila muna may jurisdiction, sila muna magpapakulong, at sila muna magpaparusa, after which she will be turned over to the Philippine authorities para tayo naman ang magpapadinig sa kanya, magpapahearing at saka magpapataw ng nararapat na parusa. Bakit yung iba hindi pa raw po nakakasuhan? Well, pwede pa naman po silang kasuhan, but there needs to be a complainant, and it doesn't mean hindi sila kakasuhan. Kumbaga, kung hindi pa sila kakasuhan, doesn't mean hindi sila kakasuhan at all. So it's possible also na either overwhelmed yung ating mga authorities in investigating or dahil walang humihingi ng kanilang pag-iimbestiga at pagpa-file ng tamang kaso sa kanila. Can she use an insanity defense? Malabo po yun, because yung insanity defenses natin dito, medyo mataas po ang standards natin. So, it's not likely that she will be able to use that defense. Violation ba ito ng freedom of speech? Ayon sa ating saligang batas, hindi pwedeng gumawa ng batas na maglilimita sa ating karapatan magpahayag at magsalita. Ngunit may mga exceptions ito, at ang mga exceptions ay pasok sa Revised Penal Code, including, among others, libel or cyber libel, inciting to sedition or cyber inciting to sedition, inciting to rebellion or cyber inciting to rebellion, false publications or cyber false publications, at yung violation din po, special law, violation ng ating Bayanihan to Heal as One Act. Okay? For additional matters on this issue, manood po ng Karambola bukas at saka Tambayan. We will still be on DWIZ 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. So maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa Luminous ngayong araw na ito. And thank you for liking and sharing. Para dun sa hindi pa po nagla-like and share dito sa video, please go ahead and do so. And don't forget to like and share dun sa Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan Facebook page dito sa Facebook. For those na gustong panoorin ito sa YouTube, this will be uploaded later on our YouTube channel, which is also Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles. Maraming salamat. I hope you all have a happy Sunday, and maybe one day we'll also start talking about culture and history para maiba naman tayo, malayo tayo ng konti sa politika. Dahil alam ko marami sa inyo either bored or anxious na ngayong panahon ng COVID. So let us know what kind of historical reference or historical event you want to discuss. Wag lang po tayo muna magdi-discuss dun sa mga nakikita natin online na hindi pa po na-review o na-vet ng ating mga academics. So, in the same way na kailangan pinag-aaralan natin yung mga gamot at mga vaccine, yung mga historical theories ay tinetesting din in an academic setting. Kailangan may publication of papers at saka peer reviews din po. So, yung mga issues na ganon, i-discuss natin kapag may mga opinion yung ating ibang mga academics about it. So, dun sa mga issues na wala pa pong opinion, wala pa po rin tayong maiko-komento. Iintayin natin po yung ilang mga dalubhasa para komentohan yon. Ngayon, minsan, hindi kinokomentohan kasi baka malayo masyado yung teorya dun sa existing evidence. Okay? It doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it hasn't been proven yet. Okay? Ingat-ingat po tayo. Huwag po lalabas ng bahay, maghuhugas ng kamay, huwag hahawak sa muka. At pag nakita niyong ginagawa ko, pwede niyo po akong pagsabihan. Huwag pong kakalimutan, if maaari kayong lumabas po, please wear a face mask and take all the necessary precautions. Remember, we have an interest in your safety and well-being also. Maraming salamat. Have a good day.